Today we are going to present the TechnipFMC simulation model. The team consists of Vanessa Martinez, Itza Morales, and Daisy Cepeda. For the overview, we have a little bit of background, our current process, the objective, the current state model that we simulate, scenario 1, scenario 2, our results, our conclusion, and our final recommendation. For the background, we have we work with TechnipFMC umbilicals, and they produce the parts that go on the subsea, and they have a subdivision, the conflexive pipes. So what they do is that they maintenance and repair the pipes that they were already used in the floor on the field. The current process that we saw is that the part arrives and then it goes to the blind mount and the tapping hole area. And then the part has to wait before they go to the CNC machine process. And finally, they go to the quality assurance area, and the part is ready for the inspector. For our objective, we have to reduce the overall time of the parts that they spend in the system, and we have four assumptions. Two lines arrive per day. The time period that we have is 12 weeks, and also the operator's schedule, which consists of 4 days a week from Monday through Thursday from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And also they provide us for the CNC machine lab.
So when we are evaluating our current state, so our base model is this. We have an end fitting that it consists of 5 different parts. The reason why they all come in and have a combiner is because the end fitting is composed of the 5 parts. It's then blind mounted and separated into the 5 different parts. We have 2 options. The part can either go to the tapping holes, and that's only one part, that is the front flange. Whenever we have the other 4 parts, they go to the production floor, where they can be finished reassembling if they meet all of the specifications, or if they need to meet certain specifications, they have to go back to the CNC machine room. The reason why it's very important to point out why we have a sink part unmounted is because the end fitting part comes as one and is including in the 5 parts. But whenever we separate those 5 parts, the end fitting, which we have it as a base, goes away. Whenever parts go to the setup, the operator then sets up the machine, makes sure that he has a specific quality points that he's looking at, machines the part, and then check for the critical quality points to then be sent back to the production floor. For our scenario 1, we noticed that the work in progress, or the parts, the front flange, was spending most of its time tapping the holes. So whenever they have to tap the holes, they have 2 options. The part is either rusted or has no rust, which definitely impacts on the time that it takes to process. So then we decided to allocate a resource. We have a helper that helps the main operator with tapping the holes. For scenario 2, the operator heavily emphasized on why the part needed to be coated so we could avoid any rust. We definitely saw a decrease in time and system of the part, but we also saw the need to include the extra helper in the blind mount process as well as the quality assurance step. Now for our results, as previously mentioned, our objective is to reduce part time in the system. For our base case, we had a total time in the system average of 65,870 minutes. For our scenario 1, where we added a helper in the rusting for tapping the holes, we were able to reduce time by 400 minutes. And then for scenario 2, where we included that helper at more servers, and we were able to take away that time processing at rusted holes by adding a special coating, our time was reduced to 9,000 minutes. For our utilization, we were looking at the helper utilization in scenario 1, and we realized it was very low at 2%, which is why we decided for scenario 2 that we were able to put the helper in more areas. For our final recommendation, we would recommend scenario 2. This is because with only 10% utilization of the helper, we're able to do a great reduce of 9,000 minutes in 12 weeks. So with that little bit of help that the worker is getting, time is reduced greatly. With this, we conclude our presentation, and we thank you for your time.